www.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm one of your hosts, Rich. I'm here with Ed, KillDashNine. What's going on? We got Crow down here. Crow, what's going on?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, God.
Wow. What do we got? We got ripped apart. Was it an Xbox controller? Or?
Yeah, he's doing something silly as usual.
Nice.
Yep.
One of these days, you're gonna just see smoke and is coming through. It's just gonna be a big poof, and it's gonna be. Just...
That's happened to me multiple times. In fact, one time I thought I blinded myself for about a minute, but my eyesight came back, so it was all good.
What?
Wow. And of course, we have Pete, the EverCanadian himself. What's going on?
Hey, and the show will start precisely when we mean to start it.
That's right.
You know,
just like
it's
that,
not like we're getting paid for this. Actually, we got to pay. You know, we have to pay to host this. Poor, you know, you got to pay StreamYard like $300 a year. So Rich has been paying that.
That's true.
And then I pay it the first year. You know, poor head in 2023 is gonna have to pay that. And you know, this is not cheap being in a part of the Evercade community. And the kickbacks we get from Blaze, you know, a pence a week doesn't cover anything. You know, like, they don't even give us free games or anything. It's like ridiculous. Like, so you know what? Hang up on this whole being late stuff. I'm not at coffee, so I'm cranky this morning.
Coffee,
I'm really cranky, and Rich has warned me not to go on rants today. So
It's too late for that.
Hey, so you know what? I'm gonna start my own show, Evercast 2, where I'm gonna get down and dirty.
Just
Is that what you're going to call the
Spicy.
Crankcast?
Spicy.
Hey, Crankcast's happening tomorrow, Crow. If you want to show up on New Year's Day, the fakest holiday of the year.
Okay, all right.
Oh my goodness. Well, before we start celebrating,
Everything moves slower in Canada. You ain't wrong there, Carson. Even people's brain powers move slower in Canada.
So let's go and say hi to the chat after the spiciness.
Oh my God.
Hey, wait, I'm off the Christmas list for next year, Ryan? I was never on it. Trust me. I sent an email to customer service. Tell them to forward that email I sent to customer service because I burned you in that email, Ryan.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I wished them all Merry Christmas except for Ryan.
No. Poor Ryan.
Hopefully Andrew shared that with you, Ryan.
Poor Ryan. Jeez. All right. Well, so Douglas is here. What's going on? Karsten is here. Small Space Arcade is here. Lloyd our Jim. Awesome. Really good to see you. Milt's here. Skeletrex is here. Rob Taylor's here. Phantom Fiction, Kid Guzzy, saying hi from Mormon by the Sea. That's awesome. It's good times. That's a good place over there. Nicholas is saying hi. Jason Shire's here. Dan Ruff. Who else we got? Snake Eaters in the house. Gamertron. Robert G. Andrew Joseph. Dobbs. What's going on? Jeez. A Tranger music. Oh, well, welcome. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that, but that's welcome anyway. Crimson Cross is here along with Ryan and Ian Hobbies. What's going on? And John. John's here too. What's up?
All right.
All sorts of people here. Welcome in to the show where we're going to be talking all sorts of crazy stuff. We're going to be talking the year that was and the year that is to come. Because, you know, obviously, what do you do on New Year's Eve but do that, right? Retrospective and then a look forward, right? But first, normally we do the intro and chat and stuff. So let's do that. How was everyone's holiday? Did you guys have some cool stuff? Did you get some cool goodies?
Yeah, I got something pretty interesting. Let's see. I got this thing.
Nice. That's awesome.
Ooh, is that like a model that you put together?
It's a Lego.
It's a Lego Optimus Prime, and it actually does transform after you put it together.
That is awesome. What's the piece count on that thing?
Well, it's not as much as the Atari 2600, but it's like it's 1,500 pieces.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
You know what, Crow? I see a new channel in your future called like Lego Crow or something.
I already have 4 channels. I don't need another one.
I think you do. No.
Nice. That is awesome. That is very, very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of rich coming from the guy who owns the multiverse. I could do a Transformers show because I collect Transformers. Not Legos though. That's too much work.
Yeah, I have that too. I have a bunch of them up there. I've been collecting the the redos of Generation 1. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of stopped doing those for a while, I guess. But I do have a bunch of the masterpiece ones. Those are the only 2 series that I'll collect for.
Nice.
Probably.
I collected the right before the Netflix series. They did the was it the War for Cybertron or what is it?
Yeah. Based on the game.
Siege, right? That was the.
It's funny. I bought the game and I never played it.
Yeah. So I have the most of that first. Well, I had most of the first set, all complete in box, but I did manage to salvage some of those. I still need to clean some of them up, but that's another story. But my son, however, his Transformers collection is starting to rival some of my friends when I grew up, because I was a kid that I had the GoBots. I didn't have Transformers.
Really? You used the
yeah,
GoBots.
I had a Bumblebee. That was the only Transformer I ever had. A Bumblebee.
Oh man, Autobots were awesome. They were like the less expensive Transformers. I had like Leader 1 with the one I had. There were 3 on the good guys, 3 on the bad guys, right?
Yeah, and then there was this set.
You had the Bumblebee.
Yes,
hey, Rich.
that's the one.
I think Andrew called you
and
out.
then the
It's for my
masterpiece
son.
Bumblebee.
Nice. That is cool. That is cool. But yes, I did have that Bumblebee. But yeah, I had the GoBot set where they came out with like a big play set, I guess, when they were trying to like compete with combiners or whatever. So it was like a light blue plane that like was in 5 pieces that you could put together and have like the giant robot. And then like it was like light gray or something like that. I had both of those. Those are the big ones that I had. And then some of my friends would come over and think that those were pretty cool. But usually they were the other people that were like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool, but here's my, complete set, Optimus Prime with trailer and all the stuff. And I was like, oh, man.
I've got a couple of those sitting around here too.
Oh, what are those Optimuses?
Well, I've got the redo with the trailer. I've got the masterpiece version, but the Japanese version that came with the trailer.
Yeah.
My favorite one, though, is I actually have the masterpiece Megatron that actually does transform into a gun without the orange tip on it.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I know that there was like this. Those are like collector's items now, though, right?
Oh, I have no idea. I do. The only original one I have is a Grimlock. Original. So, yeah, I don't know what that's worth. I didn't even think about that.
Let's see if y'all can hear this.
What's up, those?
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
So my car, whenever it sends me alerts, I have it set to. And geek fun fact, that's Shockwave's voice.
Oh, got it.
So I wouldn't expect it would, but like, and the reason I bring that up is for me, as far as like nostalgia, like I always thought he was like one of the coolest Transformers, just because his voice is like freaking awesome, and the fact that he was like a tape cassette, little tapes could go in him. And anyways,
Soundwave or Shockwave?
Soundwave.
Soundwave.
Yeah.
Shockwave was
Shockwave.
If I called it, I hope I didn't call him Shockwave. Yeah, Soundwave. The Transformers were epic. I remember like Transformers, GI Joes, all that. That time.
Yeah,
dude,
that's him. Yeah, that's very, very, very cool. Very cool stuff.
One fun fact, like while we are talking about Transformers, there's a show on Netflix. It talks about like how about the very, I can't remember what it's called, but it talks about Transformers, He-Man, about those various shows. And what I thought was great is the guy that did Optimus Prime's voice. He said like he based that off his like brother,
Peter Cullen.
Yeah. Because I think his brother. I think his brother, who was like deceased or whatever. He just said when he thought of his brother, like that voice came out. So I don't know.
Actually, I've been buying more of these recently.
Yeah. Those I did have. I did have some He-Man figures. I had Castle Grayskull. I had all that kind of stuff. I had the Battle Cat, and like it was good times.
So you know what, and how this ties into retro. So all that stuff, like some He-Mans and things. Yeah. I got like Ninja Turtles. I got to a certain age where I sold all that, and that's how I got my Super Nintendo with Street Fighter 2.
Oh, there you go. See?
and I don't regret that. But I was like,
yeah, no, I wound up keeping all my stuff for a while, and then it wound up actually going to cousins, and that's how it gets passed down. And it's weird because now that all that stuff's coming back into the fore, now my kids are just like, oh, let's go, let's do it.
So Pro Ryan wants to know, when is that video going to come out where you
splicing an ESP in a transformer?
Oh, whenever I finish this, I guess.
Oh my God, y'all.
So, there we go. Yes.
But
my favorite was Voltron Defender of the Universe. My son just got a Voltron today, this Christmas.
I think you brought up like getting stuff for Christmas. Well, I can't. I'll show the cooler thing. So my brother-in-law, he got me a few shirts, like this Castlevania. I got like a Contra and an Ninja Gaiden one. Can't show it on camera, but my wife ended up getting me like the Ninja. She got a few months on. So like the Ninja hot cold system. It's an epic coffee maker that doesn't require K-cups. It's all you need to do. You can do cold brew and stuff like that.
That's good times.
Other than this guy behind me kind of being part of like gifts, but yeah.
So that's good times. I wound up getting a sentimental family gift this year.
Ooh.
So as known by some, there were some bad times last year, and a lot of things got lost. One of those things was a poster of my favorite superhero, Superman. It was a movie poster.
Oh boy, that's why we're buddies. That's both of our favorite superhero.
Yes. So I had a Man of Steel poster signed by most of the cast, and it's paper, so paper doesn't like water, and that just went away. As did also a Superman Returns poster signed by most of the cast of that movie as well. But this year, the Man of Steel poster in a different form returned, and is now safely in my work office because it doesn't ever see water. And I'm very happy to see that. It was cool. When I opened it and looked at it, it was like there were some feelings.
Do
you want me to show that picture?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I did something.
The one that you sent me. I have that.
You'd be surprised in the places water will show up. Okay, because when I was working in the office, my office is on the 3rd floor. Okay, yeah. I came walking in one day. My office was flooded.
Oh wow, that's wild.
And my office was the only one flooded.
Oh no. Well, I hope that doesn't happen because that would be sad. There you go. But there it is. Yes, I also got another poster.
Cool. I like that Man of Steel one.
Yeah, the Man of Steel one that was my fave because it was the replacement for the one I had. But man, oh man, that original Superman poster was really cool because that has some really kind of incredible signatures that you would never think to actually see.
It's funny because when you said that to me, because I was thinking you're like, it even has Reeves' signature. I'm like, how did you get that? No, obviously before he had it.
Well, yeah. This was in somebody's personal collection that they wound up selling. So
what I thought was epic about that, it's one thing to get somebody's autograph, but a whole cast and a whole, dude, and it was just like nicely packaged. I was like, dude.
Yeah, those were the things that I got for Christmas, and obviously for good reason. So
Superman. For people our age, that's the Superman we know. That's the movies when we were a kid, right?
Yep, that's it. I had a tape that had Episode 4, A New Hope, the first time it was ever on television, and Superman 2, the first time it was ever on television, back to back on one VHS cassette. And that was the one tape that I watched. Like I would come home from school, do my homework, and put in that tape. So it wasn't like there was no Netflix back in the day. I could have watched a sea of other movies, but those two almost every day when I came home. That's what I watched.
Yeah, Rich sticking it to the man.
Yeah. You know what I love about those tapes though, if you go back, like seeing the commercials. Like I love that. That's like so nostalgic. Like seeing the commercials they showed at that time. And
the Reese's Pieces one where they're playing like the Reese's Pieces they're playing like the Reese's Pieces whatchamacallit, like Atari 2600 game.
Yeah.
It was so weird. But
that was the best thing about watching going back and looking at movies back then if you had them recorded, because the commercials, right? Like some of the commercials was like, oh yeah, I remember asking for that toy because of that commercial, stuff like that, right?
It really depended on where you recorded it from though, because a cable back then didn't have a lot of commercials during the movies. Right. So the tapes we had that were like that didn't have any commercials in them.
Yeah.
Cable. Nobody.
Yeah,
You
we,
agree with
we,
the-
we were
back in the day.
terrestrial, aerial
Yeah,
until
same here.
until
Do you
my
agree with
parents
Jason's
moved.
statement?
I didn't either, but the tapes we got from people.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha,
I see.
gotcha. I see.
Is
Do that.
Superman 2 the best? Is that your
Yes,
favorite
in
one?
my opinion,
Well,
yes.
yeah, Superman 2 is a butchered movie though, because it was Richard Donner completed part of it, and then somebody else came in and finished it, right? Like,
That's true.
Yeah, Richard. Wait, what's his name? Lester. Something Lester. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The first name.
Yes.
and but there's a new recut of it. But either way, back when you were a kid, you didn't know all that drama was going on. You just enjoyed it. But I must say the one with Richard Pryor, that's number 3.
Yeah, number
Yes.
3. Yeah.
And I'm one of the few guys didn't mind Quest for Peace when he was when he took all the nuclear weapons and wrapped them all up and threw them in outer space.
Yeah.
I always pictured as a kid, some poor alien planet 10,000 years after he did that gets all of a sudden annihilated because a pile of nuclear weapons just accidentally hits this planet, wipes out their civilization. So their extinction event came from Superman throwing a big giant bag of missiles, nuclear missiles, out in space.
That's true.
Okay, you got to
Yeah,
remember
really-
though, that's the same. That's the same movie where he had the power to fix the Great Wall of China by looking at it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's awesome.
Yes.
I never thought of that. I love that. That's really dark. It's like, it's like you saved Earth, but you blew up this whole other area.
Yeah, I might write a fan fiction about an extinction event and
Yeah.
from the Superman through into outer space.
Yeah, but Superman
no.
3, oh man, that movie freaked me out as a kid. That
Yeah, I love those.
The end with the
Amazing.
robot where the people.
yeah, it was so like well done, for physical effects, for practical effects purposes. It was so well done, but it was so well done that the fact that it actually like looked like all like the weird gears and the things, it just freaks me out.
That was the first time I ever heard or saw Richard Pryor was in a Superman movie.
Yeah, I think that might have been the first time I seen him too.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, this guy is kind of weird. And then I found out he was a comic, and I'm like, wow, I'm not allowed to listen to this guy. I'm too young to listen to this guy.
Yeah.
But I did anyway. I think my
He
brother
was a little
See?
spicy, that's for sure.
And somebody watching this was, how does this tie into Evercade? There you go. Thank you, Jason.
You got to remember, like Richard Pryor did a lot of movies with Gene Wilder, so
Yeah,
there were a lot of movies you could watch with him.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
So, are we doing what we got for Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, well, yes. You're up next.
Oh, I got hockey cards,
Nice.
underwear, socks.
All right.
I needed underwear, trust me. I've been crapping all over stuff the whole year. Boom, boom.
Oh man,
I've been waiting since my birthday to use that line.
that's set up. Wow.
Really?
No, and I actually asked for something this year. I asked for because my wife never knows what to get me and my kids. I said, just pool some money and get me some Steam gift cards. So they did.
Oh, nice. Very
And the
cool.
winter sale, it's like I'm on fire with that winter sale.
Yeah.
But
those
yeah,
things
no,
are-
it just fun. Christmas is about your kids anyway. For me, like for me, like other people, like watching them open their stuff. That's what I really, really enjoy.
very cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. No, it was awesome with the kids this year too, because they go nuts and they're Henry is actually old enough now where
Yeah,
he can look at things and then you see him and it's like, wow, and like, oh, it's so good.
but it's funny though, Rich, because I collect and buy and resell hockey cards, right? The ones I don't like. So I told my wife and she gave me hockey cards for Christmas, and I said, "Do you realize you're giving me a gift that I'm willingly going to sell the ones I don't like out of your gift?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm banking on it."
Hey, it takes money to make money,
That's it.
Exactly. I've been doing really well actually on my hockey cards, so I'm quite
That's
happy.
awesome.
But yeah, no, awesome Christmas. Hopefully everybody in the chat had a great Christmas.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
grumpy anymore because I'm halfway through my first coffee. This is the first
There
time
you
I've slept in forever, I think.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
It's good that you have the nice little lie in that.
There's a reason why I slept in, though, Rich.
Yeah.
I got a new gaming addiction.
What is it?
It's BOS. No, BOF.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The grind is real, man.
It
The
is
grind
real.
is real.
That game's cool
Okay,
though.
you have to BOF.
Talking
What is
about Breath
BOF?
of Fire.
Oh, Breath of Fire.
Flex, yeah.
Oh,
Bringing it right back to Evercade. Done.
Yeah.
Nice
You see what I did there, chat? That's a pro working right there.
That's his. Good times. So,
Crow, what are you doing? Are you actually doing Lego on the show?
no, he's
I'm
working
messing
on
with
the
these
controller.
controllers.
He's
I
Oh, sorry,
wanted
I
to
wasn't
fix-
paying attention for the first 5-10 minutes.
Well, I wasn't really
Yeah,
explaining
man.
what I was doing, but since I got this widescreen, ultra widescreen monitor, I've been playing more games on my PC. So I was grabbing my Xbox controller, but there were a couple problems with it. One of the triggers kept sticking, and the down on the D-pad wasn't working right.
Huh.
So I have another Xbox One controller, which I guess I could have just used instead, but I like this one better. So I figured, I'm just going to take this part and put it in the other one.
Oh, nice.
very cool.
Swapping the
very
guts.
cool.
But it's more complicated than that. So I'm making a Frankenstein now.
It always
Yeah.
is.
Nice.
Oh.
So, chat, why don't you guys put down what you got for the holidays, whatever it was, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, Christmas, or just another Sunday.
Oh, Mandalorian Monopoly. That's pretty cool. Very cool.
You know they make monopolies of everything? I went to the local Walmart, and there's a monopoly on the city I live in. I'm like, what? Why would anybody want a monopoly on Port Coquitlam?
That's cool, though.
Seriously.
That's neat.
I think you could literally make your own. I think that you can
But it's
design
literally
your
for
own.
sale at Walmart. I'm like, really, people? Like, how boring is that?
That'd be kind of cool. So
The funniest
Okay,
version was
hey, Rich, I'll find one next time I go, and I'll send you one based on my city and see how cool you think it is. Then,
I mean, hey, you know what? I would actually probably think it would be pretty cool.
okay, I just thought it was kind of boring.
I'm thinking of like, wait, what could I do with like a Bridgewater Township one? You know, from like where I grew up, and then like just do like a little thing where
that street,
you have all the places.
that property's not worth that. I drive by it every day. No way I'm paying.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get back to Evercade, I guess.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then you got all sorts of really awesome answers. So we'll be doing that when, as we're doing the news, we can actually start putting people's. Stuff.
There's people going. We should pop up while we're talking about news. People's stuff they got for the holidays.
That's right.
So Ed, you could do that since you have the power.
Yes. As we slide into the news, there isn't a lot of like actual news, but there was some cool tidbits that happened over this week. Andrew Byatt over at Blaze sent out the year-end letter. It had some cool tidbits in it, so let's take a look at that while we go and have the stream of people getting cool gifts. I get to see a lot of cool things in there.
Yeah, Karsten went highbrow with these bourbon set.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Casey bought a Steam Deck after seeing my video on it. Thanks, Casey. But
nice.
Is your
That's
wife
awesome.
happy that you did that?
Ooh, he got an Ultimate Legend. Cool.
Yes. Ultimate Legend Pinball. That's awesome.
Oh,
very
Crow.
cool.
Crow's not even excited about that. See, Crow, your pinball craziness.
Yeah, well,
was
I
fun.
don't need to be excited about it because I have one.
Yes.
In fact, I have recently
Very
put up
cool.
videos on it on my pinball channel.
So, so I won't read the entire thing. This is actually on the blog. It's on the Evercade.co.uk blog. It is the latest post there. I wanted to pick out some highlights from the letter. Obviously, that they are thanking us in the community just for for all the support and all that kind of stuff. Which, of course, we as fans are happy to give them, which is really cool. They wanted to talk about the fact that they've now hit over 400 games for the system over all their collections, which is pretty awesome. The year end last year, they were approaching just over 300. So, that was a lot of cool hits that came out. That was pretty cool. They affirmed that they're going to be carrying on Game of the Month, of course, and that Indie Heroes 2 will be the place to go in 23 to get all the things that were happening from last year, which was neat.
Hey, Rich, I keep forgetting that Indie Heroes 2 is going to be a stacked cart.
Yeah, and it comes out like this next month.
There weren't many bad games. Even bad's not a word I should use. I think maybe 2 games I really didn't like. The last 2 was kind of not great. The one what was it? The ball one that's out now, and the one before that I didn't really care for.
What was the one before
or
that?
something?
Which one?
Oh, yeah, Beavis 1.
Yeah, BB
Yeah,
Two, I mean,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
one. I mean,
Beavis
it's
1.
still a game. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just those two. But all the rest, I really like. I think that what a way to start January, right? Like, I think it's pretty stacked cart.
Yeah,
I mean,
mean,
already in January, I gotta hurry
Oh,
up.
Once
We'll
hopefully we
get
get
to
the
that
other
now.
2 secret games added to the secret game menu on the EXP, right? The ones that aren't working right now.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that should be early in the year. We should get that update, and then we get it's was it Fairy Fire and what was the other one? What's the other one?
Hummings.
Hummings. Yeah,
Hummings.
Yep. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Do you think Hummings is going to be Tate mode? I mean, you can just put it in there, right?
Well, you can put anything in Tate mode.
Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, anything can go in there, but not everything works.
that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I love that a lot of
play
YouTubers I
Hummings with
watch
Tate for sure.
still call
Absolutely.
it Tate mode.
Yeah, Tate mode.
Yeah,
Potato mode.
I
Yeah,
think we fight the power and we start calling it Tate mode.
No,
Yeah.
I've always called it Tate mode, so I'm not going to be
Crow.
able to.
I'm
We
okay
always
with-
got to be the dissenting
I'm okay
voice.
with Tate. I'm okay.
Oh man.
Tate
Yeah.
sounds like Tate. It's like
Yeah. Well,
my little
the
pinky finger
Japanese
up or
term.
something.
Well,
Have a
it's
cup
a
of tea with your
Japanese word.
tate.
Yeah.
Tate is
Ooh.
a Japanese word that just means
Is
vertical.
it though?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yes, it is.
No. I'm sorry. How is Indie Heroes counted as a 2022 release, or is it a 2023? Do you go by the date it was announced or the date it came out?
It has to be
No, I-
2022.
Why?
2020.
I
don't
would
know.
say 2023 because nobody's going to actually have it until then.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think in their back end numbers though, it'll be probably a 2023 release. But as for their number of games they want to ship, they'll say nope, it was meant to be 2022. Like we've already planned for 28 carts in
Count things
2023.
well. I meant to do this, so I'm going to count it.
But I think we know we have 11 collections confirmed. I wonder though if Indie Heroes is counting as the 12th.
Yeah, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's possible. It's possible. And
Hey,
I'm-
Geeks
and
for
I'm
Cash
sure-
is here. Hey, Geeks, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
That dude's got an
Oh, man.
amazing secondary channel, the historian
yeah.
channel, that everybody should check out. He
Yes.
puts so much work into his videos.
Geek Storian is the name of that.
And I
channel.
love watching his videos because, like, he's a YouTube friend of ours.
Yeah.
But go check it out.
There it
His
is.
secondary channel is awesome.
It's really
Heck
really
yeah.
cool.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I looked.
Well, of course, you got Retro Roots on the main channel, so like that's
Yeah.
also very good.
We
time.
had,
Yeah,
we had him as a guest
Retro
on Cards,
Roots,
too. Yeah.
But I like the work he puts into his videos and the way he just approaches like subjects that have been done so often, but the way he's doing it is kind of there's always something new and different in there, so it's pretty cool.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
So Nick, good job, bud.
Nick's a cool
I
dude.
really
Go
enjoy
ahead,
your
go ahead
secondary
and
channel.
make sure you say hi to him. Yes.
Oh yeah, and I think when
Good
every
time.
Friday he comes out with his a little bit more in depth, like longer, like his
Yep.
Friday videos. I really look forward to.
Yeah, it's a tough area of YouTube to break into because there's like so much heavy competition in there, right?
Mhm.
Even though I guess probably the main competition doesn't really put videos out very much, the game and historian, like he doesn't really do videos much anymore. So
Yeah, that's true. So,
But heck yeah.
but yeah, no, very very good stuff. Definitely check it out. So they definitely made sure to mention the cathedral being the their first native game, which I would say is like a subtle hint that that's not going to be the only time they do this. So I would say in 23 we see probably one or two more of those for sure.
Hey, so real quick, and I knew Jason, I knew this. I knew this was going to come up during today's show. So like in the Discords and on like the social medias, people have asked me this, and actually, I'm gonna pull an Ed.
is he a poser? Because I called him out on my Discord about not getting a white one because he's a
I'm
Steam Deck guy now.
Well, no, actually, I made.
I'm doing air quotes if you could see me. He's a Steam Deck guy now. He's really not. He's just he's loving the Steam Deck like I am. We should start a third podcast. What's on deck?
Called Deckmates. I don't know, but yeah,
No.
That reminds me.
What's
I
on
don't
deck?
think
That could be cool.
I need to get your guys' friends things on Steam because you keep talking about the Steam Deck, but in actuality, it's just Steam.
Well, you got some free codes for me, Crow? Because I'll take free codes.
I might have free games. Just
Pinball
sitting
games.
in my-
Yeah, I might have codes.
Yeah, I'm not above getting free stuff from my friends.
right. So when I said I'm pulling Ed, so the reason, because sometimes it's funny. I would say that like.
Wait, Ed, are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, you getting your
about the white one? Is that what you're going on about? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't calling you out about something completely different.
No, it's all good. No, but I was gonna say normally we talk at the end of the short or next video. So actually, I put my video next week are my top 5 reasons of why I'm not getting the standard edition. So.
Oh, well, then there you go. Done.
But I'm pulling an Ed, not going in details and saving it for
asked and answered, but I answered next week.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Man. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. I've been actually just testing. Speaking of the white EXP, I've been just testing mine to actually connect it to do captured footage. Some weird quirky things, but also I noticed that my Evercade EXP, surprise, was next to dead again because I was playing it way too much this week, and so as soon as I get that charged, maybe I'll try it again and see what's going on there, and hooking that up. But anyway, they're also talking about in this letter the decision to do the Capcom digital only. They addressed it again that it was like you get it on digital, you don't get it kind of thing, which good to have that kind of transparency again, of course. To have that kind of thing.
Hey, Rich, when did this letter come out?
The 30th, yesterday.
Oh man, I didn't check email yesterday.
So so yeah, the next thing that was out of this letter too was, of course, mentioning the limited edition EXP theft, which was just a horrible situation all around. But of course, we'd already talked about that last week, that they're already on top of it, right? So it's not like hey, we have to wait for police to figure out what's going on. They're on top of it already right away, getting the new ones sorted. We should be in mid-March, doing unboxings of those kind of things, which would be awesome. But that's just again, just a horrible situation. This is not a great time. But they handled it really, really well. They also address the EXP being released and having regular firmware over the coming months to address bug stability and fun features. Some of which we know about. Obviously, that we're going to get those 2 extra secret games that were on the VS on the EXP. And then of course a whole bunch of other things. Hopefully that'll be really fun, and some fixes that'll fix some things that are like happening along the way, as does things happen with every system along the way. They also say on to 2023, they signed 11 new cartridges as of today, so that is confirmed, 11 new, with several more deals being negotiated as they write this letter. We aim to bring you more variety.
I just noticed something. So 7 new cartridges is exciting. What would have been more exciting if they said they signed 11 new licenses.
Well,
yeah, that's still very exciting though. But I just realized that in other words, we'll probably be getting like a Data East 2 and a Technos 2.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. That's still exciting.
There's always going to be something there.
Yeah.
That's going to be like a continuation of things.
What was the wordage again?
It
signed
says
11 new licenses?
On to 2023, we have signed 11 new cartridges as of today, with several more deals being negotiated as Andrew writes.
Okay, so cartridges, so that definitely is not licenses. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
At first I thought it was licenses. I was like, oh my god!
But didn't Crow say he's not listening to us anyway, so we can talk?
I'm listening. I have my headphones on. I'm here.
But didn't Crow say that like the Pico group still has hundreds of games?
Yes.
Oh, there's
so many games we like.
100%.
That's why I don't even go research. In general, I don't research, but I don't even go research other companies because I want to be surprised with what, especially Evercade, will throw at us on the existing line of collections, like number 3. So, yeah,
sure.
That's cool, man.
If you didn't come in, I'm actually working on rebuilding a controller. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. I'm using
I might have to go get my soldering iron.
Nice, but it's that next sentence that actually kind of is exciting. We aim to bring you more variety, more big names, more hidden gems, and games from other systems we have not seen yet on Evercade.
Sega Master System.
That's an awesome. I mean, we technically have seen 1 or 2 on.
Neo Geo.
of those.
Well,
Sega
Master System and
games.
Sega Saturn. Those are the two I'd love because Sega
Mm.
Saturn's emulator is amazing. It's out there. You can easily get. I mean, if Polymega can get it, why can't Evercade get their emulator?
Wait a minute, Sega
I mean,
Saturn?
So that's
Yeah,
the,
Sega Saturn.
So
Don't
the
you
thing
need
is,
like pretty high hardware to emulate Saturn?
well, maybe that's what we were waiting for, right? Is the VS technically capable, which means the EXP is technically capable, but the
Yeah,
original
you're right though,
handheld
Crow.
is not.
It's not like PlayStation was easier to emulate on.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm expecting Saturn.
Master
I mean, I'm not
System,
saying
I'd
Saturn
love.
either, but
Yes.
yeah,
Master
like
System,
more
yeah.
Master
systems.
System's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
We already have a Master System game though. We have
Yeah.
two
But we need
Master
a cart
System games.
dedicated.
but
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, like let's get Tectoy on board and get some of these,
Oh, some of those Brazilian games
Brazilian
only.
games translated. Let's go. Let's happen it.
Dude.
Let's do it.
You know,
Yeah.
32X.
You're still around, so
Yeah, Tectoy's still putting out stuff. How many of those Master Systems games that they put out in Brazil are actually need of translation? I wonder.
no, yeah, probably most of them are in
Well, a
English.
lot
Most of them probably
are-
can get by with none, right?
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that on the Breath of Fire, Capcom was okay with Ryan and them fixing the ROM, so they fixed the text, the font?
I did not know that.
Yes, Ryan commented on one of my videos on my Breath of Fire video. You can pull it up, Crow, Rich or Ed. My Breath of Fire. Ryan commented on it,
Yeah.
and he said, "Yeah, they actually fixed it so it would play better on the EXP." So that tells me that would be the definitive version of a ROM version of Breath of Fire.
I think that they may have just had to fix it so it was more readable on a smaller
Exactly.
screen.
Yeah, it was more readable, but still, like,
Not like it wasn't broken before. It just
no.
was
Well, I
really
mean,
meant
I'd
for
like to know how
screen.
readable it is on the Switch, or did this
Oh,
Nintendo
is it
do the same
unreadable?
thing? Anyway, I just thought it was a cool thing to throw out there that, you know, as much as people want us to be overly critical all the time on Blaze, we'll call a spade sometimes if it's warranted and it's not hurting anyone. But
Sure,
I
yeah.
really go on the fact that, Ryan and them and the Blaze team are going above and beyond to kind of do things like this.
Right. Yeah, no,
Because,
that is really cool. And I appreciate the fact that, like it seems that everyone in the company, like recognizes everybody else's individual efforts, right? The very next line, in fact, in this letter is Andrew thanking the entire Blaze team for, really kind of like putting in that extra work with all the the craziness that happened over the year and everything like that. Like, it's cool to like have like a really kind of tight knit, cohesive team doing like all sorts of stuff. And yeah, they're all human. People make mistakes, some weird things happen. All that kind of stuff happens. But the fact that they, like kind of have like the energy that they don't want to they don't give up on things. They don't let things like just go without actually some kind of good reason right behind it. That it's really cool, and it's part of the reason why at least I'm a fan of their work, because they do appreciate that, and they like to talk to everybody. They're all approachable. You know what I mean? You can get in the Discord and actually just have a conversation with most of the staff like right away, and they'll respond to you, which is cool. It's really neat. It's a really neat community. It's an awesome place to be.
Is it this video, Pete? Because I was trying to find Ryan's comment here.
Yeah, just go down to the one that has 4 replies.
4 replies. There's Ryan.
Ah, that's what I was trying to find it. Thank you.
That's
awesome.
Rework specifically. Yeah. Nice.
Do you remember like the GBA release? Yeah, I agree that would be like the definitive version for sure, because they've improved it.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, I mean, and then of course, Andrew says, like sending everybody a happy new year and best wishes and all that kind of stuff. And that was the end of that letter there, which is kind of cool. So without I guess without any further ado, someone's already kind of like hinting at stuff. Fan and fiction right away with any bold or certain New Year predictions for Evercade. We can hop into the look forward before we go to the look back. I think that's fair enough, right? So why don't we start looking forward to 23 there? What do you think is your number one bold or certain New Year's prediction pick for 23?
I was I was
That is
wondering.
always
I was like, "Are we going to get the last summon of 2022?" I wasn't sure if we were going to get the last summon there.
Well, there it is. There is the pick right there. There will be more of these.
So so the question is like, what do I pick for the last summon?
I don't know.
Here we go. We'll do this one.
Would you kill this thing?
There you go.
Oh god.
And it will be
Thanks for
certain.
you.
I love that crow laugh.
Yeah, he just walked away. It's like I'm just too busy with this controller.
We have to maybe Crow's trying to tell us something. Maybe we need to up his payment every week. Saying, like, you know, guys, keep me entertained or I'm out of here.
That's it. Oh my goodness.
Predictions.
Yeah.
Predictions. Okay, well, I need to go refill my coffee. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right. So, bold or certain predictions? Certain predictions. I mean, 100% there will be I'm thinking 100% there's a Data East Arcade 2 for sure. That's going to happen.
Yep.
My bold prediction, it will not be as solid as Data East 1. That's my bold prediction. There will be a Data East 2, but it will not be as solid as Data East 1. I don't know if they could do it again. I just don't know.
It's true.
There's
going to be a Technos 2, I think, as well. I think there has to be. I think for certain.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a Technos 2 out of that for sure. The weird thing though is like it's weird that they licensed the new arcade cart, right? But the original console cart is going out of print. That's a weird thing. So
I think like Neo Geo, Taito, those would be bold.
All of those. Lamini Pi with the Amiga collection, obvious, yes, for sure. We already know that is going to happen. Lynx 3, I think that's got to be a certainty.
So
right? Songboard is out there. There's plenty more Lynx games that they could be putting out on carts. My bold part of that prediction is more than half that cart is homebrew.
Homebrew would be awesome.
Dude. So, because what I was going to say, now I want them to do both. So I was going to say, I don't want them just to do a Lynx collection. I want an Atari 3 with like Lynx, Jaguar, and a bunch of stuff. But maybe they could also do a Lynx 3. You know, more Atari. I'm certain there's going to be more Atari. That's all.
Yeah. Now, is there a bold prediction? Is someone going to go on record saying, you know what, we will see Jag on Evercade hardware?
Yes,
I will predict we will never see Jag on the
hardware. The thing with Jaguar is there's not a lot of good games on Jaguar.
Yeah, there's that too.
And so the collection would be weak because of that. Because the best Jaguar game is Aliens versus Predator, and it's licensed.
No, well, I would disagree. I think the best Jaguar game is Tempest 2000.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right, yeah.
But here's the thing: is like you could easily use get Tempest X3, which is the PlayStation version of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think Jaguar, you know, I think it would pull people into the system because, hey, you can play Jaguar games on it. Like, what system, you know, like that would be cool. But yeah, I
was going to say to your point, Pete. I think agree because there's a small selection of games we wouldn't get it due to the licensing, or actually, you know what? I take that back. Songbird actually has a few homebrew.
Homebrew
Jaguar
ones.
games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like 4 homebrews for my Jaguar. Because like I play my Jaguar from time to time, and I have a EverDrive for my Jaguar because buying the games is so expensive. So, I do have. That's one of the few EverDrives I have, and there's not a lot of great games on the Jaguar. They're like 65 games or something like that.
Does that include the CD games?
I can see. I can see them doing homebrew. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. And by the way, since we brought up Atari 50, it is phenomenal. That's all I have to.
Yeah, no,
that is pretty wild.
That's all. And pro tip for those of you who do have it, I didn't know this. So when you go to play a game, if you don't open it to look at the box art, it won't count towards your percentage. Because I went through the whole arcade. I'm like, why is it only at 90? And there were a few ones where I went to play the game and I didn't look at the box art. I was like,
yeah. You gotta actually hit all of the zoom ins on all of those. Because if you don't zoom in on the cabinets, then it doesn't count towards your progression. Yeah, it's one of those.
My big prediction is going to be a Capcom branded Evercade EXP.
Capcom printed
That
EXP.
blue and yellow Capcom EXP.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd love to see that. As far as like hardware,
that would be
things go.
interesting. I would think that they'd want to. That should have been like a launch thing, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't like. Maybe they. I don't know. Could they have not? Could they have not done it? Do you think that would have been one of those things where?
Or maybe they just didn't think of it.
Yeah. So. Huh.
Haven't heard of that one. Oh, but you know what though? Pete, what would be cool about that too, Pete? What if they like, for the goodies, they got some cool like Mega Man like keychain or Breath of Fire poster? Ooh,
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to predict because they're so unpredictable. I guess I'll say too, the wireless controller. I mean, come on, right? That's got to come.
Oh yeah. That would
Maybe a wireless controller and arcade
feature
stick.
accessories.
Trackball. Yeah, trackball.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, we've been on the trackball spinner thing for a while. I mean, spinner. I would say spinner over trackball first. Just because there's like a whole bunch of paddle games on the Atari collections that are just like, you gotta have a spinner. Or they just figure out a way to make the classic controller on the classic Atari VCS controller, work on it, and then I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
But here's the thing: if they do an official wireless controller, don't you think they need to make it so you can shut the system down remotely? Because then you'd still have to like walk up and. Or am I the only one that's weird?
Yeah, I think that's just a software limitation, right?
Yeah.
There's you could always put something in the firmware where if you have a wireless controller connected, you can shut the system off with a.
And I think a wireless is not a stretch for them, just because you get the controller with the dongle and a little USB. You got 4 ports there. Like I think the technology is mature and cheap enough for them to do it. It's just where it falls on their priority list, right? I just think the fact that the wires, it's kind of a thing of a past, wired controllers. So I appreciate the length of the cord though.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are like, no more hardware. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, no, well, like definitely not more hardware as far as like another revision of something. Like no Super VS this year, please.
Yeah, Dan's the one guy that plays his PS5 with a wired controller.
I hardly ever play with a wireless controller. I usually use a wired controller.
Oh, Phantom Fiction with bold prediction. 2 dual carts will be released this year.
At least.
I think that's correct because, and then maybe even further bold one of those dual carts might be only native. Like there's like both games on there will be native Evercade games on one collection. I think that would be a thing that would happen to really kind of showcase the fact that would be that's a thing. And maybe even that thing that I keep like kind of putting out there, maybe it's like a Blaze Productions cartridge. They got 2 indies and they put these on the cart and then there you go. So for sure. So very cool.
The latency, yeah. That's true. Why all the wireless controller hate? No.
Yeah, someone brought up a good point. Like they'd have to have enough margin in it to make money. I totally agree with that. So maybe there's not enough money in a wireless controller to make any money for them.
Well, not only that, but nothing really stops you from using a wireless controller right now.
You can get an 8-bit though, and then just
exactly.
Cost, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you guys think of this bold prediction? That would be cool.
Business visits would open up in Japan, so the Blaze was yeah.
That'd be cool, Ian.
That would be cool. I mean, this is the world we live in right now, right? It's like sometimes you just literally can't do things like this.
Remember a long time ago, I think when we had Andrew on, when we talked about like the Namco 1 and 2, he was saying that like he would like to be able to go to Japan, but with the current climate, like he wasn't able to,
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't they open up Japan now?
I think people have gone, but I think there's some kind of restrictions that are still happening over there, which is kind of wild. But I mean, but not as bad as it is in China. In China, it's getting all they're still in lockdown in some of the parts of the country, which is crazy. So but yeah.
So I think so. No, I think that's interesting. I wonder if there's a market for that because like Steam Deck is all over the place with that. But for me, I don't like. I'm happy with just the default, because what's kind of fun. Again, some people won't care about this, but when you start to put on skins and like, I don't know if I would like the feeling of the textures. But I wonder. But if there is a market for it, that could be cool, Pit Phantom. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think when you start seeing accessories for a system, it's probably reached a critical sales point where it's viable for third parties to sell stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, Pete. Yeah.
I got a question for people who got the EXP. What do you think of the D-pad?
I like it.
It works.
For certain things, I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that I get less gamer thumb when I'm playing things like Street Fighter 2 and like a fighter, right? I really like it for Asteroids.
It's really smooth.
It's very, very smooth.
Like the texture.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the D-pad itself when you're playing it's like smooth like butter. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, it
feels like I'm not touching a D-pad.
There are certain times where I'm playing like a more twitchy game, like that I kind of want the tactile nature of the raised pad on the OG, but I mean I'm not displeased by the D-pad on the EXP.
Oh, I'm not either. I just don't know how I feel about it. It just feels so different than the OG EXP.
It really does. It does feel different for sure. So, yeah. The one thing going through is like I'm not positive that like the R1L1s. I don't know if you guys have had like trouble getting to the L1R1s, but there are some times where I don't know. I guess where I want to rest my finger on the L2R2 button. But when
why am I on the screen?
What is happening?
Just seeing if you're paying attention.
He's fine. He's listening. So like I don't know, because I want to rest them on L2R2, but then like you're rolling up to try to hit L1R1 when I have to. Just I don't know. Sometimes it like my fingers don't like go that way. But I do have I admittedly do have weird index fingers, so. They could be just.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering. I don't like have a negative feeling about it. You never know. Like after I get a couple hundred hours on it and I do a review on the system, I'll probably have a definitive statement to make on it.
Sure.
It's just I notice that it's different, but I can't say negative or positive. I guess it's I've been playing it a lot, so I guess it's probably more on the positive side. But it's kind of interesting. But I do have a question. Anybody in chat experiencing the time played issue that I am, where it's not count? Like I don't understand the time played because, like I said, I'm on Breath of Fire through the second dungeon right now, and it says 6 minutes played. Like how? Like what is it based on? Is it based on one save state out of 6? Is it because it can't be based on your quick save? Like what is it based on? Because like it doesn't. Is anybody else experiencing that with their EXP?
That's interesting.
That's a great question. Yeah.
I haven't actually paid much attention to the metrics yet.
That's some of my favorite new feature added, but I don't know if I understand it to say it's broken or not.
See, no, I would have thought it would have been like this guy behind me, where it doesn't matter. It should keep track of the time that you play it, regardless of the save states.
It's based on. Andrew says it's based on time since ROM has been ran. So, but I don't understand that. Like I said, I should have at least over couple hours on my Breath of Fire, but it's only 6 minutes.
Yeah,
that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mentioned it in one of my videos too, and nobody. I was hoping Ryan would pick up on it and ask. And I like maybe I'll go into the Discord and put a note in there.
Was your last session short? Is it maybe just doing?
No, it's been 6 minutes since the start.
Huh. Interesting.
I updated the system, Andrew. Yeah, everything's done, bud. I'm just curious. Like, also, I'd like to know what is it based on. Is it like Crow? I mentioned it in my Discord. Is it based on one save state, a combination of save states, how long the game has been open, regardless of save state? Like, what is it based on?
Yeah. Also, I was wondering if when that feature comes to the VS, is that going to carry over, or is that per system?
Is it based on the cart? So is the time based on the cart used? Like, so I just have tons of questions around that because I think it's a very intriguing and interesting feature, and I'm gonna really like looking at my stats because I like playing in Excel all the time. So I like stats. So
No,
just
I'm a
really
geek too.
curious.
Dude, I'm a geek too when it comes to that. Like on Steam Deck, like I'm like, how many hours have I? No, you bring up a great point because if you play it on your EXP and you bring it over to the VS, like the time should go with the cart. Because if
Yeah.
it's per system, then that's misleading. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dude, that's-
it's not working for me, Andrew, and I have the latest thing. Thanks, buddy, because Andrew works for Blaze. So, yeah, Andrew, do you need me to mention it in the Discord for Evercade because I can, or is this enough? But yeah, so that's one thing I've noticed that like I've been taking like with the XP because I've been spending so much time with it while my Steam Deck is charging and vice versa. I'm taking a look at most, like I'm trying to be more finding bugs and being more helpful in the community with it, and that's the big one I found so far.
No, that's awesome because it needs to keep track of it because of the total time. Well, that's good. He's looking into
Well,
it.
and just explain what it is. Like Andrew just explained it to me, and like it's total time you play regardless of save state. So that's the design. Well, then there's a bug on mine anyway. Anybody else notice that? If you do in the community in the chat, please chime in or go on the Discord. If you're a member of my channel and you're in my Discord, let me know and I can bring it to Blaze too.
Very cool.
I think what people need to do is go on all the Discords and tag Ryan and tag Sean and let them know. Bring it to their attention. But yeah, but that's what's awesome. That's like one of the purposes for having this community is to bring up so we can make it even better.
A mute button would be great. I don't know what that means, Skilltrax.
Mute button.
Is somebody
I think he means that if you're playing it in handheld mode, that you could simply push the mute button to just cancel all the sounds.
Oh, I see.
I thought it was all the noise you are making there.
Me
Crow,
too.
with your,
Am I making too much noise for everybody?
I still say Tales from the Junland Waste is one of my favorite names ever for YouTube.
Yeah, it is pretty good. So all right. Well, because we'll likely do a further look back at 23 and more of a maybe possibly official, not official, but like a more organized capacity, let's say. Why don't we look? What is your favorite? If you could think of one thing that might be your favorite thing that happened this year, Evercade related, what would that be? Just one thing.
Don't everyone go at first. Actually,
I think what happened this year.
So for me, believe it or not, my favorite thing actually is the emphasis just on like indie games themselves, and kind of like like the Morph Cat collection, the Indie Heroes 2 Game of the Month, and then the Cathedral Awa dual cart. Like to me, it appears to be like a big emphasis, shifting a little bit more towards indie, in addition to retro and computers and arcades. So that's I like where that's going. That gets me excited.
That's cool.
I would just say the fact that we're getting computer cartridges now. So when's the next one coming?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that was a big deal. We keep forgetting about that, right? I think C64 probably underwhelmed more of the casual Evercade market as opposed. It would probably bang on for the PC fan boys and girls, I guess. But yeah, so we keep forgetting about that. I think that's a huge deal. I think the Capcom one's got to be the biggest thing that shocked us all. I think.
Oh yeah,
Capcom.
I would think.
Forgot about that.
That for me is probably the biggest thing that's happening with the Evercade.
To me, that would be a bigger deal if
That's
that was
true.
an actual cartridge.
No, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. I can get that. But the fact that they sign on Capcom in general just is like now that's a trickle down effect to other when they can use that as like, hey, we got Capcom. They can go to Konami, they can go to Nintendo, they can go to Sega and say, hey, we already have Capcom, and they're like, oh, it adds
we'll let
more credibility.
They're gonna say, yeah, well, okay, you can have our games too, but only digital, no cartridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
well, there is space on the Evercade if they do small ROMs. Maybe they'll put it in EXP with an SD card slot.
Ian's looking forward to your XP teardown. Yeah.
It's funny, as I was so tempted to take this thing apart in the video where I unboxed it. because I was like, oh look, there's because that was the one thing I was like, oh, how easy is this going to be to take apart? Because with the original, you got to pry the front off,
Right.
But then I was like, oh, there's rubber coverings here, and I was like, I don't remember if I actually took one off in the video or not. I think I didn't, but I took one off after I made the video. I was like, yep, that's where the screws are, so it's going to be easy to take apart. If you want me to take it apart in a video for no reason at all, I can do that.
he's ready to rock. He's just
ready
like,
to
let me just get in this thing.
Yeah, he has like 2 of them anyway.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Well, I don't have the second one yet, technically.
That's true.
Yeah, do it live, Crow. We'll do it live on the Crankcast. I'll just put the big camera on you, and you could do it while we're chatting while I'm trying to convince you to buy a Playdate.
I could. But,
see, for me, it's not as much about like it's about the games, right? So that's I can kind of see Small Spacer for me. Like this year, I really enjoyed the indie games a lot, like more than anything. And I think because it's it's kind of a nice message that those PC type games, and it's on an Evercade, those, and it's like modern retro. So yeah, I've kind of gravitated towards that. But it's all and I'm happy for people that are excited for Amiga collection. What games are we going to get? Because I agree with what you said. People, the C64, like I was underwhelmed by it. So I want to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, the Amiga one, like I always say, I've said this since the start. Like, just please don't rehash what we had on Genesis or like what we already got out there on Genesis on other collections. Like,
I would actually kind of disagree with that because the Amiga versions would be superior in most cases.
Yeah, but not the ones we got. Like, some of them are the same of the existing Genesis ones.
I think that they're like, even if they're the same game, I'd rather play the Amiga version. Like Xenon 2.
I don't know.
I feel so many people. Yeah. Like I guarantee you, if there's an Amiga collection, Worms is going to be on it, guaranteed.
They should not do that. They've already got Worms collections out there.
Yeah, I think it might be like that version.
But it's an iconic Amiga game.
Well, here's my take on it. Like with the arcade, I don't mind them doing that because I think there's a broader audience. I think with the Amiga, that's mainly going to be like in the UK, not as much. I don't mind if they put a few games, but I agree with Pete in that I don't want a whole cart that's just Amiga and it's all the games that we have.
It's just Amiga versions of what we already got on Genesis.
I'll just say,
I don't want that.
Actually, the Amiga was pretty popular in the US as well.
Yeah, I already have an Amiga 500, but Andrew says it won't be the same as the A500 Mini. Well, that's pretty cool because the A500 Mini, I have to be honest with you, the existing games on that came with it was a bit underwhelming for me.
Oh, but doesn't that have one of the pinball? Is that Pinball Dreams on it, or is it Pinball Fantasies?
Out of the 20-something games that's on it, like I have to be honest with you, there's only 3 or 4 that I play. The rest were underwhelming.
If there's going to be a duplicate, you got to put Pinball Dreams on the Evercade.
So I like here what Geeks said. Like, let's get some more obscure. And actually, I wouldn't even mind if they put something like Little Nemo the Dream Master, like some obscure. NES.
Different games, right? Like that's the whole point, right?
That's Capcom.
So Capcom 2.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. IPs that Yeah. Oh, I forget you're not paying attention to this. Hey, oh, good, Crow.
Speaking of Capcom, do you think they'd ever add games to the Capcom collection through downloadable? So if we got 18, and all of a sudden we just got a license for another 18.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
Because it's already on the XP, and they probably have room memory-wise.
I think they would only do it
to you, though. They would deliver it to you for free?
I'll throw this out
through an update. But here's the thing: I think they would only do that if they would think it would lead to the sales of more EXPs, because that's the only way they would make any money on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or how do we know it's not already there and it's not like a hidden game unlock, like they've already got the license?
Because we already unlocked all 5 games.
Yeah, but there's 2 that's not unlocked yet that they.
Or I'm talking about like in a future firmware update too. Like maybe they've held on to 1 or 2 games for that reason.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. The bonus game section is going to go from 5 to 7. There's nothing to stop it from going to 10 to 15 to whatever.
Yeah.
So
that would be cool.
I think it's a weird one for me, but my kind of like coolest thing that happened is the knowledge that like system parity has been achieved. Like it is a very big deal that the handheld and the home console are in the same platform now with the EXP and the VS, because it really will absolutely unlock a whole bunch of things that
Andrew's
will be coming in this next year. And for that to actually happen, and for it to be a reality now, I think is a really cool thing for me. The other thing is actually like more kind of maybe like a sentimental thing, because the other thing that I thought was the really cool thing that happened this year that was Evercade related was when I went to that Jets Pats game and literally had people that were on their way to a football game stop by the table to play some Evercade in the middle of the parking lot. And I thought, like, most of them had never heard of Evercade. No, they didn't even know what that was. But yeah, I mean, it was that was a really cool thing. That was a cool thing to say.
That'd be funny, right? 2 cards left.
So for sure.
Oh man.
But yeah. So yeah, I think we should go into the chat there, see if there's any more like Q&A kind of things, and see what's going on there.
Oh, Cohen Andrews, yeah, of course can't. Yeah, I love the typical. Yeah, you can't confirm or deny.
Yeah.
I know.
The other Andrew is probably freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess now it's just waiting for the roadmap, when they're going to release, what carts are coming. Like
it's got to be soon, right? I would say, but no later than January 15th. They put the roadmap out, right?
Yeah, I think they have
Yeah.
to.
Just do it early.
What's the release date of Indie Heroes 2?
28th, something like that. 20 something. January.
So they bought themselves 28 days.
27th. I think.
And that's going to be the first time that only one collection is being released, right? On one day. It's all the past have been 2 collections. This is just one.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
How many games are on that thing?
On the Indie Heroes? 12?
Yeah.
12 at
Indie
least.
Heroes 2?
12 or 13?
I was thinking 14 for some reason.
It could be 14.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did I still have my order through? I don't know why I'm looking through my orders on Amazon, because I should probably cancel them and order them through Best Buy.
I'm looking at the latest 2 arcade carts that was released, the IRM and Toplan. The purple is a little off on the other purple. It's like the red's off on the other reds, the newer ones. Have you guys noticed that? People are going to flip out.
and Toplan versus the
They're a
other,
little different purple.
the other arcades?
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
the Toplan
You're
and
right.
Irem are different purples?
Yeah,
Different
if you're looking at Jellico and Galeco 2, like carts 5 and 6, cart 7 is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But then again, it's weird because as I'm looking at them, Jalco looks a little bit different than Galco, and Galco looks different than Irem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just
Oh!
a bleed.
No, I think it's because that's
it's
when they did the
new
change
style.
in design.
Yeah, it's the new
They
design.
did the change in design. Look,
Yeah.
look, these have
I'm just saying the
these have
shade
got
is
the
different
border.
purple.
Oh,
It's like a
oh,
completely
gotcha.
different design, because you see the new ones have the border all the way around. The old ones don't.
I'm just saying the shade of purple on spine is just different. When I look down at them, I can see the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
different
gotcha.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what it
wouldn't
is?
know
It's
that yet.
because it seems like there's like rays coming
Yeah.
on the side.
I'm just saying there's
Yeah.
like, I kind of make it a joke. Like there's a lot of people out there will look at it and like, oh, it's not the right color.
Oh
It
yeah.
kind of not.
Did you fix the controller? Snake Eater wants to know. Crow.
I'm done.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool stuff.
Well, you know what, and that's true. There'll always be some, and we talk about this all the time with somebody's filler game or something they don't, someone else's game that they love. But that's, agreed.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of Evercade, though, right?
100%. 100%.
Oh, that would be great if they would announce that on a New Year. Yes.
They're all going to be hungover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, tomorrow's Sunday, so like, maybe they release that on the Monday or the Tuesday. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't there supposed to be an update like before the end of the year, like another update for
Well,
something?
they did 2 already, man.
yeah.
Well, I thought there'd be an update for the VS that would give us the same things that we got on the EXP.
Oh.
You know what?
I don't think so.
So
maybe.
Maybe they're working on some stuff that'll come out later. Maybe they ran out of time or something. I don't know.
I think that was initially maybe on the roadmap. Same with getting the final firmware update for the OG handheld. But I think since their focus has been on the EXP and all the firmware updates, I think we'll just have to wait a little longer.
Has anyone seen a photo posted of some black plastic coming out of the EXP speaker?
I don't know. I've never
weird.
seen that.
No,
But then again,
sounds like
I
a
don't
problem.
go looking for that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a weird thing. to
I'm
me.
sure there's channels out there that have that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I have not seen it.
I don't know
Or
about that. Like, man, it's just here's mine. No, nothing coming out of mine. I've been playing it almost every day since I got the thing. So that's weird. That's that's a thing.
I've got worms in mine.
Worms in here.
He means no metaphor. He means that, like, literally, he's got worms in his head.
That's a good one. Yeah, for sure. So, let's see. Here we go. See, EXP patches are taking priority as per Andrew. So yeah, could be a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like there's that. Like, what is it usually? Like 1 or 2% of all products shipped have defects and issues in it. Like that's not new to Evercade, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But the best thing is,
not at all.
if you email support, they will sort you out. They will give you replacements. They will make you happy. Evercade support has never let me down and anyone else. If you're a jerk about it, perhaps they will. But like for me, you just be polite with them and you get stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I will play
with them.
devil's advocate for a second and say that they wouldn't help me because I bought my cartridges off of Amazon.
Well, then you go through
None of us
Amazon.
like Amazon. No.
There's probably different rules for that.
Yeah, Amazon's got some good support too, though. Sometimes.
And I'll even go to say with Video Games Plus, when I had that issue with the renovation collection, all I did is made a little video. They apologized. They got me. There was like no questions. They got a new one sorted. I didn't even have to go through the trouble sending the other one back because it was broken. You know, they were just like, we got you covered. So
yeah, the third party one there, that's the weird one, right? So I know Funstock, they always sort me out from Funstock. Video Game Plus always sorts me out. I don't order from Amazon or Best Buy because I don't trust them. But yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, Andrew's also saying, it can't help you if there's a third party involved. So.
But Crow, were they mean to you when they told you to go to Amazon? Because that's not cool.
I know, right?
Well, I had to go through Amazon. The problem was when I discovered the cartridge wasn't working, it was already past the return window for Amazon. But I did work it out with Amazon. So I did get them to replace it.
No, I'm saying, was Evercade customer support mean to you and flippant?
No, they weren't mean. I'm just saying that they couldn't help me.
Yeah, right. Not that they wouldn't help you. They couldn't.
They couldn't, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but
hey, look what Andrew said. However, if Amazon doesn't help you, we will. See?
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
except if your name is Crow, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I got it worked out through Amazon. That's the thing.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Crow's on the no-fly list.
The only thing I was worried about is that I get another cartridge from Amazon that didn't work. That was in the same batch.
Oh,
that was
and when I email support, I don't email support from EverCanadian or Open Every Box or nothing like that. They have no clue who I am when I order. Unless Andrew's scanning customer service emails, because Andrew knows my real name and stuff. But
right.
No, what I was going to say, Crow?
You email is Guy Incognito.
Guy Incognito, yeah.
So, Crow, I heard they'll replace your cart, but for you specifically, they'll only replace it with a PEGI rating one. So
yeah. There's a PEGI rating on my EXP. That must drive Crow nuts.
No, it doesn't. Mine doesn't have a PEGI rating.
Oh. I like the PEGI rating.
I don't know. I think they could have a PEGI rating on the inside of it. You might have to take it apart to see.
No PEGI rating.
No, on the back of the console.
No, there's no PEGI rating.
What about inside the console?
Is there supposed to be a PEGI rating on the
back? Mine's got a little yellow PEGI rating on the back of my console where that square box is at.
Yeah, no PEGI rating on this one. Because mine came from Best Buy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine came from Best Buy too.
And then
the limited edition.
I'm the only. This is it. Like I'm almost dead serious. I might do this like the Anti-Crow. I might actually order IRAM.
The Anti-Crow.
Get my PEGI rating because it's the only one I have that doesn't have the PEGI rating.
Right.
I'm a fan of PEGI.
You should get it, Rich. You should have the PEGI rating when you get the limited edition, though.
That's true.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. It is in the box. So.
And I only say that because you might
doesn't
not
have the
PEGI.
No PEGI rating.
That's saucy.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's his biggest sticking point is PEGI ratings. Like,
right.
Like, oh my god.
Okay, here's the thing: is like
sticker
I
on it.
never liked the ESRB rating on the front of the box. Okay,
Alright.
so if I never liked that. So anytime I can get something that doesn't have a big rating on the big front of the box, I'm happy. It makes me happy to see that.
Very cool. Very cool
Why
stuff.
do they have to do that for video games and not movies? Why? How come? Like if you bought like Nightmare on Elm Street on DVD, how come there's not a big giant R in
Wait
the
a minute.
corner?
My
Hmm,
tail plan doesn't have the Peggy rating, but my Aram does. But they both came from Funstock.
Interesting.
I've never eaten a Peggy.
What the hell? Now I need all my Peggies.
Yeah,
I'm the
man.
anti-pro. I'm going all Peggy all the time.
that's it.
See, it wouldn't be that big of an issue with me if it could be like just on the back of the box, not on the front.
Yeah.
All I have to say is I'm not a Pegasus like Crow is. I don't care if it's
Aw.
Peggy or not.
Oh.
That's
All right. Anyway, so I think that's as awkward as it is, it's a good time for final thoughts. Anything coming out that's new and exciting on anyone's channel you want to plug for the new year, because it will be the new year by the time anyone sees any of this stuff?
I am finally working on the Commodore 64 collection video because I finally finished all the games. I've got 3 minutes of the video finished, what will probably be a nearly hour-and-a-half long video.
Wow.
Dang,
Sweet.
dude.
All right.
I
I'm gonna
can't wait
settle
to
in.
actually
Settle
watch
in,
that,
get the
Crow.
popcorn.
That's the only content I watch for Crows is when he does these full video stuff,
I
like
love
the full
those videos, man.
those
They're so-
collections.
they're full
I
of so
sit
many
back,
awesome things.
I am amazed at his editing skills because he's not that good of a gamer. He's just a really good editor.
Oh,
He
It's
told me
true.
that.
It is absolutely
That's
true.
true. He
Because
told me that. And I watch it, and I actually learn about his games, and that's why I like Crow's channel, because I knew Crow's channel well before Evercade, well before my old channels and all that, because I used to watch his pinball stuff, and I used to leave him some sarcastic comments from my my underground YouTube channel, but no, I love those videos, so I'm glad it's long because I can put it on while I'm doing something, working or something like that, and watch it. So it's pretty cool.
Because I put the footage that I use on the Crow Capture channel, and it looks like I'm playing amazing. But what it actually is happening is I'm using a lot of save states, but I'm editing out the save states. I'm cutting the save states.
He showed me his edit one time. Remember, he showed it to me. There's nothing like mini slices of video down the line. What do I have on my channel? Oh, I'm starting a new series coming out tomorrow. One coin. That's it. I'm doing a series on. I'm putting one coin in on an arcade game, and I'm only playing it one time, and that's the video. Because I saw I did that a long time ago, and I stopped doing it. And then I watched Rich's video he did on his arcade box he has there. He's at games thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna do that with Evercade games.
I was gonna ask if Rich had
That's
some
cool.
influence on me. That's awesome.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that was a fun little video thing. Because speaking of things that are coming out on channels that might not be Bacon Ice Cream Productions, I started the series over on to Calling All Retro Gamers. And what I wanted to do, the idea was like I wanted a Fun for 5 arcade games because that's what the audience wanted. I did a poll and said, hey, what do you want? And they were like, hey, Fun for 5, some arcade games. I'm like, all right, sounds great. And I'm like, but I wanted to do it different, right? So the idea is the whole point, right? Is like you walk into an arcade and you see machines and you got real money. You know, like you put in your credit and then what happens, right? Do you want to keep playing? Do you want to not? Do you want to just walk away?
Yeah. I just thought it'd be fun for some really
like, get my quarter out of that machine that was bunk, you know, like
people are gonna see some very angry Anns in the videos that I'm doing. Our type is very so anyway, it's gonna be fun to do. And I've got I did Breath of Fire for Capcom. I'm going through that series, so I've got the 1942 series coming up next week. So yeah, lots of cool Evercade stuff coming.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. So yeah, and then other than that, for me on the main channel side of things, I've been going through a lot of Atari 50 for sure, doing JAG and doing the reimagined games that I'm rapidly running out of, and that kind of thing. I think I might start dipping in to the Capcom collection, because I think I figured out a way to do my Fun for 5 for that. So I might do the Capcom collection, so I played that a lot now. so it'll be back to the mix. Maybe a little Evercade, maybe a little Atari VCS, maybe a little something else. Who knows? So that's something to look forward to in the new year. So, what do you got there, Ed?
Oh, I have a YouTube channel. No. So a few things. So no, I did want. So yeah, on Calling Out Your Gamers. Yes, you'll need to check. You'll need to check that out because just want to say I knew Rich was going to do something arcade related. I have no idea, but that I'll say that hit me nostalgia wise because I've been in that situation where maybe you're only given like $1. You know, your parents let you go kill time, and I've had that happen where you put in a quarter and let's say you die right away, and you're like, this is nonsense. You know what I mean? You know, but it's great though. It's all random and everything else. So yeah, y'all got to check that out. We'll have a card next. You know, we'll have that sometime next week in the brand new year. That'll be exciting. And I'll just repeat what I said earlier on my channel. I made a video of my top 5 reasons of why I'm not getting the standard edition. That'll be out. You know, that'll be out Tuesday. So yeah, that's all that we have going on. And I do have, and then for on our secondary channel, not this week because Rich came with a video. For next week, I do have a video that's already in the pipeline, but I'll talk about that. Yeah. I'll tease that on the next Evercast.
That's right. Oh, and the live show too on Thursday.
Yeah.
So very cool. Very, very cool.
Oh, I think Roger popped in.
Yeah.
Roger. Hey, Roger. Happy New Year, bud.
Yep. Saying Happy New Year, which is exactly the perfect
there
time
we go.
for all of us to say Happy New Year from the Evercast to you all fine folks watching. Thanks so much for your support and for hanging out with us throughout this whole year. It's been an awesome year. We're looking forward to all sorts of really cool things happening next year. Thanks again, everyone.
Oh, wait. Oh, thank you. We do. Shoot, I do have a quick poll. Yes, thank you, Ian. See, you know what? He's really running the show behind the scenes. Thank you, Ian. I totally forgot because I feel like I created that. Let me bring that up. Yes, there is a quick poll.
All right, cool. Let's do this real quick.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. And actually, it is Evercade related, and it does tie into Chrome tab. Okay. And I said probably could have talked about what collections have been playing during the holiday.
Yep.
And people have been playing Capcom.
Yeah, surprise, right?
And then other comments. Yeah. And then some people, they've been enjoying Toplin. They've been digging like Cathedral, Snow Bros, Pico Collection, Atari, Pico One of New. Mm-hmm. Cool. Also Galago, very Cathedral cool. Only. Oh yeah. So yeah.
Very cool stuff.
I'm so sorry. I've been slacking on the job because it's fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about those polls. But yeah, we'll have another one next week. So
very cool.
We'll keep
straight. That's right. Well, keep on playing, guys. Keep on hanging out, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve celebrating the new year, and then all of us hopefully will get to sleep in because it's.
I guarantee I will not be able to sleep in. I got a dog that likes to wake me up.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a 2-year-old that likes to wake up.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, I guess that's equivalent.
I think Gamertron summed it up well.
Yes, that is a very awesome thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks too, because I'm not here next week. So.
Oh well, there we go. All right, cool. Well, I hope you're having a fun time wherever you will be next week.
Oh, my EXP is coming with me for sure. They're just doing a little mini trip.
Nice. Very cool. So yes, thanks again, everyone. Have a fantastic New Year. We'll see you guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Later,